heavy. There you go. Gotta watch out for the hornet's nest. Let's get this sucker out of here. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we've got a 1949 Allis Chalmers B model tractor. We'll take you for a walk around here and show you all the bits and bobs before the sun goes down completely. Tires all hold air. The back rim where the valve stem is rusty, but the one tire on the left is brand new. The other tire on the right is not too bad. The front tires are cracked. It seems to be all there. The only thing it is missing though is the pulley belt. Sorry, the belt for the water pump there. It's Magneto, no distributor. It came with a box of parts, but all in all, it looks pretty good. It doesn't look that bad. It was last serviced by JJ Riverside in 1984. So there you go. It's got most of the original decals, which is pretty cool. One thing we did notice though, when we were, after we put it on the trailer, is that the block has been welded at one point. So there must have been water in there and it cracked. Hopefully that is a separate issue from why it is lock solid, but there's probably a good chance it is related. There's the Magneto, Fairbanks dealio, all the plugs are in there. Any date on the oil filter? No. I like these little tractors. I know nothing about them, like I said, but I like them because all the gauges are right attached to the parts that they should be. It'd be nice, I guess, if there was a display here, but there's not. Little amp meter there. It is a 3-speed with reverse. Broken clip. Don't know what that does. No clue what that does. The one brake on the right does work. The one on the left didn't seem to work. I guess that's the choke. Choke works. Throttle works. Which, to me, that looks like the Advance. But I'm sure there's some linkage that goes to the carburetor. Yeah, tires are in good shape. Like I said, the rims. I've seen better days. It's all rusted right through. If it's worth saving, then probably pull the tires and tubes off and weld a patch on that. What does that say? Something guard must be in place before operating power takeoff. It's got a PTO and a place for a pulley. There's no hitch on it. He did have a hitch, so if it's worth saving, maybe we can make a deal with him. Very, very nice. Helped me put it on the trailer with his skid steer. Hopefully we can do some horse trading in the future, because he comes across this stuff a lot. But yeah, I mean, he bought it from an auction. He said it's been sitting at least 15 years, and he said God knows how long it had been sitting before that. But it has been in the back 40 for the last 5. So he had 4 or 5 of them, and this was one of them. But like I said, all the original decals. Service daily. Everything seems to move, except for the engine, which arguably, I don't know who would argue otherwise, is the most important part. I like this one from the other ones though, because I'd like to think no water got into the exhaust, although I see holes there. And well, let's hope that that wasn't an afterthought and has been on there since new. What does that say? Something about cleaner. Does it come off? Oh, well, that's cool. It's got an oil bath cleaner and this bladed dealio. What does it look like in there? Well, I'll go straight through because there's no bottom, but we have the oil bath bottom for it. Don't know what that is. I'm sure it's not important at all. The rad has got what looks like a newer rad cap. Ooh, made in England. Sheffield steel. It's got remnants of antifreeze in it. Can't see any Uncle Freeze, so that's good. But yeah, I think this will be a cool project for us to see if we can get it going. The oil exists, but definitely not on the full line. So, just smells like old oil. Doesn't smell rotten or gassy. So what we'll do is we'll start by taking the plugs out, put some acetone and ATF fluid in it, and let it sit for a bit and see if we can get it unstuck. All right, well, I got a bit of light here. Well, that's definitely not coming off. I thought that filter coming off. Well, I got a bit of light. I figured I would okay, well, that wasn't seized, so that's good. That wasn't seized, but it wasn't loose, and that wasn't seized. but it wasn't loose either. Can I spin that? Oh, I can't spin that off. Is it gonna pour oil out? My guess is definitely not. Well, that's an interesting oil filter. I've never seen anything like that. Gonna go ahead and, oh, heavy duty. Definitely want to keep that. There's oil in here. Yep, good. Good. Number one. Two is oily. And they look really clean. Penetrating oil in here. Well, let's get a light and see what they look like. Okay, so here's the first cylinder. And there's some pitting. Yeah, that doesn't look terrible. Okay, that's the first one. Something there. A little junk or hopefully not metal. Maybe carbon from penetrating oil or something that was put in there. I can't see the whole piston. Oh. What are the chances that's a crack? I'm gonna say extremely low. Not even worth thinking about. Right away. That doesn't look fantastic. Something was rattling around in there. What do the cylinders look like? A little bit of pity. It could just be junk. Yeah, something was rattling around in there. Some pitting. Last but not least, this one's gonna be the one that's brand new. This will be the brand new one. No issues at all. That actually doesn't look too bad. Some pitting. There was definitely some sort of penetrating oil put in here. Oh, what's that? Ooh. What's that line there? Probably nothing we need to worry about. Probably something they put in to make it run better at the manufacturer. At Allis Chalmers, 1949. Anyways, from what I can see, I don't see anything horrifically cracked on the inside. On the outside, that's another story. What we'll do is we'll fill it full of ATF and acetone and let it sit overnight. All right, we've mixed up some of the good stuff, and we'll put it in each cylinder, let it sit overnight, and give it a shot in the morning. What I like about this tractor already is that, unlike the Ford, it's got overhead valves, which is cool. I mean, the Ford is from the 40s. Making a mess. This thing's from the 40s. I wonder if Allis Chalmers was a very technical company or something like that. Innovators or whatever you want to call them. So, okay, we'll let that sit. I'm gonna pour a little bit of this on some of the nuts and bolts to maybe help loosen them up for when we inevitably need to take them off tomorrow. And but now we'll let that sit, and we'll come back to it in a day. Back again for day 2. Took the plugs out. My plan is to put it in gear and see if I can rock it to get it free. I put a paint pen mark on the flywheel there, lined up to that bottom bracket, so I can tell whether or not it's moved. If it doesn't, then I will hook up a battery and see if I can get it bumped over with the starter. So let's put it in gear and push it and see if it breaks free. Put a battery on it, see if maybe the starter will crack it free. Well, this is almost definitely a 6-volt system, and I don't have a 6-volt battery. I also see on the schematic here, this is a positive ground. So, other way. Positive ground. Take it out of gear. Maybe I should loosen that up. Maybe if I hold it. I'm assuming this linkage is what starts it. Yeah. Oh! Whoa! It turns over. That used to be in there. So let's do that again. That sounded really good. Okay, well that turns over. That is fantastic. I wonder why. Something was going on. I thought maybe I could bump it over in gear, but that's great. Well, I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting that. It just kicked right over there. That's fantastic. So I wonder why I couldn't get it with it in gear. Maybe there's just too much slop to transfer it, but that's fantastic. It literally just went like nobody's business. That's great. So what I'll do now is I'll clear the cylinders out a bit more. And then I'll see if it has spark. Put the plugs back in. Oh, and I'll put a little bit more oil in it. Maybe I'll do that right now. There. That'll be good enough, I'm sure. Until I know it runs. I also realized that that oil is for a diesel, but it was free, and I'm not sure it's going to run 100%, so it's right there, and that's good enough for us. So let's turn it over a little bit more and clear the cylinders and check for spark. Contact. a smoky starter. It's hard to see, but the oil pressure did go up a little. That moved a little. I'm gonna burn this starter out though if I keep doing that. Let's just assume we got great oil pressure and go from there. Okay, I kind of cleaned this plug up. Put that in there. These wires look relatively new. Oh, okay. Let's see what we can do with this sucker. Let's put the plugs back in. Okay, I'm gonna venture a guess. This one goes here. This one goes. This one's gotta go here. That'd be my guess. Okay. This one, I'm gonna say it's longer, so it's gonna go there. This one goes here. And I might be right, or I might be wrong. Is there any written information on here? I wonder what the firing order is. I wonder if it's written somewhere on the engine. That's the longest, so that should go there. This either goes here or here. I think it goes here. This one definitely goes there. So this one and this one are the only two, because that wouldn't go there. So if it doesn't run right, these two we switch, the middle two cylinders. One, well, if that's number one, then we're looking at 1, 3, 2, 4. I don't know, that sounds okay, I guess. That would balance it out. So I think that's an educated guess. Let's try that. Let's, well, there's no gas tank, but we'll get some starting fluid and we'll see what happens. Contact. I'm gonna guess that I have the firing order wrong, but on the off chance that I don't, open the choke. Okay, I think I have the firing order wrong. Must have the wrong firing order. That's gonna be my guess. So I'm gonna switch these around. are going to figure out the firing order and come back to this. Let's do that. But on the upside, it popped. Didn't start, but it popped. So I'll take that for now. So I just took one plug out to find top dead center. I was going to take the whole Magneto out and everything, and then I thought, I wonder if I have a picture of what they were in my last video recording. And sure enough, I found it, and I'll be honest, these spark plug leads look way better. So this is what it was before. At least this is where they were hanging underneath these plugs. So let's give that a shot now and keep trying to get this thing started. I think we got a runner here. I think we got a runner. Contact. Okay, let's charge that battery and keep trying. And have another look at those plugs. Okay, I did some sleuthing. I took apart the Magneto. And take it apart, I just took it off the governor here. It seemed fine. I think I have this close to top dead center. But I did some research, and it turns out that to figure out whether or not you're at top dead center at the factory, over here, and there's a flywheel, and right there is the top dead center mark. So when that lines up in the middle of this hole, that's top dead center, and it should fire. There is a top dead center mark for every single cylinder. So I can't turn this thing by hand because somebody changed that to a newer pulley, and I tried. There's no nut on the end. There's nothing I can seem, or it seems that I can grab. Maybe if I had a pipe wrench, but I don't want to chew the heck out of that up. So I've been kicking it over in the starter. I might have to take the starter out to get it lined up where I think it should be. But basically on the video it said, as long as that lines up with the distributor here, and this is completely vertical, then it should be okay. I'm gonna take the cap off here one more time because the rotor should be pointed right to that piston, that lead. If it's not, then I'll figure something out, but I'll take that off real quick and just have a quick look. All right, so I took the bolts off, take the cap off. The rotor, because that is at top dead center, should be pointed right there, because number one is right there, which coincides with that position. Right now, the rotor is pointed at number two. So, like right at number two. In fact, it would be firing on number two right now, because that's number three, because that's the firing order. 1, 3, or is it 1, 2? 1, 2, 4, 3. Yeah, that's it. So it's hitting that. Is it loose? No. So I don't know how quick they click over, but yeah, that's not right. So maybe I'll pull this off and have another look. Decided to put the Magneto on the bench to have a closer look at it. The rotor wasn't lining up with number one, and it just, I couldn't seem to get it to where it needed to be. And so I took the cap off here, and I noticed that it's got, well, first of all, it says make sure you mesh the gears properly, which is good advice. But what I noticed was in the cap here, if you can see that, it tells you whether or not, or where to put the dot, the alignment mark that sits onto this gear that lines up with the part that goes into the gear-driven Magneto, whatever you want to call that, rotor or slot. And this dot wasn't anywhere near these two letters. So it says in here, if you can see that, A is where you line up this dot if it spins counterclockwise. And the C, which is written right there, is where you line up this timing mark with if it goes clockwise. Now this goes clockwise, I think. But regardless, on here underneath this cap, right there, it's a little difficult to see. You can kind of just make it out right there. See if I bend that back a little. Here, I can bend that back. That says C on it. You can just see it, no pun intended. But it says C on it. So what I'm going to do, because it was lined up somewhere around here, I don't even know where, but somewhere over here, I'm going to line up that dot onto that mark in between those two teeth right there, based on the fact that it says C on this gear, and it doesn't say A anywhere. I think it spins clockwise. I didn't actually look. I kind of think it might actually spin counterclockwise, but I'm going to go with the fact that it says C there. And I can't see A anywhere on the gear here. So I'm going to go ahead and line those dots up. Put this thing back on the engine and see what's going on here. The only thing that I don't know about is up. It says up on here, so I imagine that this is supposed to go up, but if you bring it up, that dot doesn't line anywhere up with that gear. That space in the C. It kind of goes somewhere else on here. So there's no way for me to line that up. So if I point it down though, so if the up is down, it seems to line up perfectly when you mesh it. So we're going to try that and kind of go from there. I can't imagine that these are the original Magneto wires for the plugs, the HT leads. I doubt that they were yellow. So I'm going to say that somebody's been in here before. And if they have, maybe the reason why this doesn't work is because they lined that up with the wrong slot here. So maybe they thought it was clockwise and spun counterclockwise or whatever. But based on the fact that it has the C on this gear here that attaches to the rotor, I'm going to go ahead and assume that that's where that timing mark's supposed to be. So we'll go ahead and line that up, mesh it in, and see what happens. See what happens. Okay, good. Good. All right. That looks good. Okay, time for the starter. Good. How's this go? Like that. Our cotter pin. Good. All right, let's give this thing a shot. A little bit of throttle. Close that. Okay, here we go.
That sounded good.
Sounded great. Oh. Oh. Oh, and smoke rings. I love it. Woo! It's alive!
You're a master, man.
And it sounds
Ugh,
great.
stinks like- oh my gosh,
Oh!
stinks like hell.
Sounds awesome.
Sounds awesome, but smells horrible.
Well, we're just fogging for mosquitoes.
Oh, okay.
A lot of stuff came out of it. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, holy.
yeah.
I'm gonna hook up a fuel line to the carb and see if I can make it run even
Make it
better.
run even more goodly.
Choke. The oil pressure is there. I can't run it for too long. Was that choke open or close?
Lots of gunk.
I can't believe that. It's alive. Smokes a little. The oil pressure is there. I won't run it for too long because of the, what do the amps say? No quote. Wow. All right. Okay. That's super exciting. So let's see if it moves under its own power. How do I get onto it? That's a question. Like this, I guess. Oh. Nice. Very. Very smooth. Okay, so neutral, What do you pull this in? Well, there you go. Not only does it start, but it moves forward and backwards. So what we're gonna do is, next video we will do some maintenance, get the V-belt on. We'll figure out the oils, change the oil, get the water pump going, do the diff, and we'll get this thing driving and moving. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you next time.